Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, game, and everything in between. All right, good game for you today. If you're just joining me for you don't really consume too much of my content, I want to say hello first and foremost, and secondly, this might question your perspective on what is attractive and appropriate when observing yourself and others. I'm going to talk about a man being feminine. I'm going to be on about a man understanding the femininity, the feminine nature, feminine protocol, and why it's important for you as a man to be feminine, to be engaged with feminine, to see and observe feminine and femininity. When I say to be feminine, I don't necessarily mean to have that femininity consume your masculinity, but understand that there is a fine balance to everything. And how can you be overtly masculine without a counterbalancing femininity, right? The most overt masculine men, what are they? Fierce? Angry? Aggressive? Well, why do they need to be? Because it's an overcompensation of the opposite that they hide away. There is a feminine identity that is concealed within them that still exists. So let's talk about this. How can you observe, appreciate, and identify femininity in women and the beauty of the feminine? I want a feminine woman. I want a feminine woman. I'm so masculine and I want a feminine woman. Well, could you tell me about the femininity in yourself? I'm not feminine, I'm masculine. If you can't observe, identify, and come to understanding that there are feminine characteristics and a duality within yourself through the clothes you wear, the fact you care about the clothes you wear, through your love for branding and designer, through your want of attention, through your need for validation from the opposite sex, if you can't identify the mirror that reflects the feminine within your masculinity, within your nature, within your mother-like figure who brought you up, that has left an imprint on your psyche and who you are, then how can you tell me about what a woman wants and how to get women and what is feminine? How can you tell me that? Because I see the feminine in you, and you can't see it in yourself. So should I trust myself on what is feminine in her, or should I trust you who denies what feminine is because it comes from you and I see it in you? You go to a workplace, you say yes, boss, and take orders from a boss. You've got a submissive nature in you. You're not a dominant force in that particular moment. If you're independent and an entrepreneur and you are delivering goods and a salesperson, you serve purpose and submit to those whom are the consumer through your own, subversive mirrored way, all right? The trick is as important as the pimp in the triad of the pimping, the hoeing, and the tricking. They can't exist and coincide without each other, right? How can you not see the darkness without seeing the light, and without the light with the darkness? When you see a tree, the roots represent the upper end of the tree, and the trunk serves as the transition from the A to the B. You have a feminine entity within you. If you look at the yin and the yang, right? There's two dots within each that represent the counteractive color. That's the feminine inside the masculine and the masculine inside the feminine. The most popular alpha male out there lies. Honesty is a masculine trait. A pimp is an honest man. He tells her what she doesn't hear from nobody else. She loves and craves to hear the honesty, because honesty gives her direction and someone to trust in, which she doesn't get from anyone else. Because as we have watched on these dating programs, what's a reoccurring theme that woman craves in a man that she hasn't had before? She has only dealt with liars, and men and red pill creators say, men are liars, oh, it's all part of the net. No! If you need to lie to a woman to impress her, or to garner her submittance, or to garner her acceptance, you are putting yourself below her because you give too much of a shit, my man. So the greatest red pill creator, this is how you do things. Look at my cars and look at my money. Look at my material existence that you crave because I serve a purpose to promote this detrimental, divisive ideologue that does nothing to you other than create this false sense of identity. I lie because I know they lie. And if you lie, why are you lying? That's the feminine inside the masculine and the most masculine identity. The men who scream and shout and hate the woman. Why do they hate the woman? Because it represents and showcases a mirror of what they see in themselves, and they project themselves onto that woman because they repress what they know of themselves, and they see it represented and manifest in that woman, and they point the finger at it. That's a problem. I'm not gay, but I'm disgusted by gays. Okay. Well, from what I've sort of picked up from you, you seem like a homosexual. Why are you pointing the finger at those who represent your unconscious qualities that manifest very clearly through your body language and through your tone of voice and through your interests? And through what you choose to talk about and not talk about? It seems like projection to me. You can't have masculine without feminine. There is no such thing as having light without darkness to counteract and contrast and emphasize the fact that it is light. Creativity is a feminine process. Dolling yourself up and presenting yourself in a manner and wearing outfits and caring about this sort of stuff is a feminine perspective and quality. And am I here to say that's to be shunned and gone against? No, because the moment you accept it and you actually emphasize this inner androgyny, women will be attracted to you because she will see herself and what she loves in you. And she will find a man who is really that of a masculine entity because you have got such inner understanding. You needn't hide away from what you really are. I'm a shade away from it. But a man who wears pink, who has to make it verbally known, I'm wearing a pink shirt. Why does that make you uncomfortable? Why are you scared of that? The overt projection of masculinity is a attempted cover-up of the counter-opposite. Oh, she disgusts me, he says about the woman he's secretly turned on by. You get this a lot with women who are voluptuous. Oh, she needs to lose a few pounds and blah, blah, blah. And you look at the guy and you think, who told you to say that? She looks pretty good to me. Understand the femininity within you, because within the womb you were a woman before a man. Understand the femininity within you because a woman brought you into this world, and that woman had hormones of her own whilst you were spending 9 months within her womb. Understand the femininity in yourself, because otherwise it's going to be harder for you to identify it in the woman before you. And understand the woman and the femininity within you, the counterbalance within you, because otherwise you're not going to be able to be a balanced man. And she wants a balanced man because a balanced man has control, self-assurance, self-understanding, And as you understand the femininity within yourself, you only highlight and emphasize your knowledge of the masculinity within yourself. Because if I'm scared to talk to you about feminine characteristics and behaviors of myself, that showcases and highlights the fact that they are a reality more so than I would like to admit. It doesn't change a thing. It doesn't change a thing. So you might as well become conscious and understanding of such, because such is looking to the light to understand the darkness. When you understand the feminine, you understand the masculine, and you know how to portray yourself, how to move, how to engage in a means that she finds attractive. And she finds both cases attractive. The artist, the androgynous man, is attractive to the woman because he is a carefree spirit. It doesn't detract from the fact that he is an attractive man to the women. Oh, I'm Casanova. Right, well, did you know Casanova adorned himself with jewelry? You know? Oh, I'm pimping, man. I want to be a pimp. All right. Well, go get yourself a perm. Go get yourself a pedicure and a manicure. Because these are the behaviours these men who are portrayed as lady killers exhume. Tell me if I'm wrong. On that note, I'm signing out. Peace. One love.